It's thinner, it's lighter. That's the whole USP of the Edge. And for that, you are compromising on battery life, thermal performance, actual performance, also camera. You only got the 2 lenses, no telephoto here because you couldn't squeeze one in. And it's also not cheap. You could get the Galaxy Z Flip 6 for less than this. But let's park that. Let's talk about the specs. As I say, 6.7-inch screen, 120Hz, Quad HD Plus AMOLED, basically the same as you get on the S25 Plus, and it is very nice, although sadly no sign of the anti-reflective coating from the Ultra. Inside we have the same 8 Elite for Galaxy as the other S25s. Next to the S25 Ultra, you can see that the Edge, well, doesn't have an edge here. In fact, it is a little bit slower, and also, as you'd expect, because it's so much thinner, it is also throttling quicker and more significantly. But hey, it's still an 8 Elite, it's still 120Hz, it's still Samsung's One UI software. It is a very fast phone, and you wouldn't really notice the difference in the performance every day between these two. What you may notice, though, if you're recording lots of video or you are playing more demanding games, is the heat. This gets a little toasty. In fact, after 15 minutes of gaming, the Edge was around 3 degrees hotter than the Ultra in terms of external temperature, which isn't hugely significant, but it's also across a much larger area of the chassis, so you really do feel it in your fingers. Palms are sweaty, mom's spaghetti, etc. None of that is a deal breaker though. My biggest problem with the Edge, aside from having all the jokes about edging, is the battery life. For context, the Ultra has a 5,000 mAh battery, which is a good size, but actually bordering on small now for some other similarly sized flagships. Obviously this is a little bit bigger. This, the Edge, has a 3,900 mAh battery, very similar to what you get in the standard basic S25, which also bear in mind is a little bit smaller in terms of screen size. It's Full HD rather than Quad HD. It's not terrible. You will be able to get a full day out of this, but not much more. In fact, I just posted my big battery rundown test video, and I don't want to spoil who wins. Definitely going to have a watch of that afterwards. But what I will say is that the Edge came in last place, which usually would have been a Pixel phone, but now we have a new loser. It also only supports 25-watt charging, and we have basic Qi wireless charging as well, so it doesn't charge particularly quickly. This is like the first time I've had actual battery anxiety with a new 2025 phone. But if you're not playing demanding games, if you're not a power user, if you can top it up throughout the day, you have a wireless charging pad around you, then hey, maybe that's not a big deal and you can still consider this.